America, you are under chemical warfare right now. It is no joke at this point. It is no conspiracy. It is no blending of truths. The fact is that this is an Agent Orange mass scale uh, pesticide on the people that is going on right now. I guarantee it is time to say that they are not playing by any rules, even those set by themselves. They're going to be manipulating data. They're not going to be testing the land and giving out real data. They're not going to be testing the water and giving out real data. People in Ohio, I would say, sign nothing. Sign none of the waivers that they offer your way. Sign nothing that they give up to you to say that you cannot speak out about this any further. They're going to cover it up on a mass scale, and it won't be a long-term killer in the grand scheme of things, but long-term enough that they hope that it can't be pinpointed on any one person. This goes right back to BlackRock. I swear to you that you'll find that these people, one way or the other, are owned or have majority shares via BlackRock. There is no doubt in my mind that this is a similar scenario with far more detrimental effects, both now and in the near future, for health of the people, of the land, of the water. It's tantamount to them putting the bricks, and equal to, but with far more severe consequences, to them placing pallets of bricks around the world at various different protests, in the UK included. Pallets of bricks just free for anybody to pick up just at the right time when the police were winding up the crowd, or a group that is infiltrated or made to infiltrate the movement came in and antagonized. When people were feeling quick-tempered, there were the pallet of bricks to grab at and throw. We saw what it did during the George Floyd escapade, where people were presented with pallets of bricks. When people were going out protesting about one thing, a small group of people come in and starting to break windows. Various other people joined in. But those bricks just appeared. They were never explained. Nobody ever said, yeah, we delivered them for such and such project, or yeah, they were here for this. I feel that there are cargo trains full at various different borders, still waiting for yet more train crashes. With all of the technology that is used in the rail system, I wouldn't be trusting right now the light system at crossings. Go with your gut. If there is any shadow of a train in sight, don't cross. Don't trust the lights. I don't feel that they are as safe as they should be, because they can be controlled remotely, of course. But I do feel that if people were to look and somehow create a Dropbox of information, I don't know, not Facebook, because that's limited, but something like that, a group email strand that many of you can, I don't know, I'm not technically minded, but something like this that many of you can get the word out to say there is a strange train just arrived here and is just sitting here not moving at this border, and build up a map of where these trains are. And I swear to you, if I was coordinating any such thing, I would be sending out people with their guns to surround those trains until answers are given publicly as to why they are there, what their intention is, where they're going, where they've come from, and who owns the contents of the train and who owns the train itself. Who owns that proportion of rail? I don't know how that works in the US. Because right now, I think it really does need to get through to the people that there is terrorism right now within the crux crooks and crannies of your country, of your states, people who've been working alongside you that are willing to do things that they shouldn't to cause some kind of leak or some kind of explosion or some kind of mishap at the crossing signal lights. But for sure, you are under chemical attack. It should have been declared chemical warfare days ago. But if you were to look up over the last 3 months, how many chemical spills, how many chemical explosions, how many train derailments, how many train crashes that have been caused by lorry crashes that have then leaked toxic chemicals that are dangerous to health, very, very carcinogenic. It's ridiculous how many, the list. I mean, the list isn't even conclusive that I've done, but so far it's come up with Palestine, Ohio, Oklahoma, HEKATE-A, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Detroit, Michigan, Florida. 3 areas of Texas have been hit just recently, but also if you backtrack and look at the leaks that have been happening in Texas in strange ways over the last 3 months, like I said, that is interesting. Illinois, Las Vegas, Oregon, I think I learned how to say that last time, Arizona, Hawaii also included, Mississippi, California, Louisiana, Alabama, North Carolina, Georgia. I've written Carolina because I don't know, it might be a different part of Carolina with them putting North Carolina there. Montreal, Nebraska, New Hampstead, West Virginia, Michigan, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania. Really? And I am no good at geography. I am no good at where things are, but I just know that these will be in key places. Too much of a coincidence for it to be an accident. Key borders, key water lines that feed other villages or settlements. When is it going to be declared chemical warfare? I feel that the guns are so coveted in America, and for good reason. I can argue on different points, but you know, a responsible person with a gun under the tyranny that we live under, nobody should have to have a gun unless it's for hunting, in a fair way. But because of the systems we live under, because of the tyranny that we've allowed to get out of control, then yeah, a responsible person with a good heart is a far safer bet to have in the world right now, who owns a gun and knows how to use it. But when are people deciding that that will be the at what point do they start to use that power to physically say to police, no, we are all surrounding this train, it is not going anywhere, we're live streaming this the whole time, people bringing battery packs down there. I said this about the border. When is it going to be that those guns are going to be put to use in a peaceable manner? Not looking to ever fire a shot, but just hold ransom the cargo trains until they or suspicious freight, until answers are given to very specific and pertinent questions. What is contained in this? At what safety level is this container? Is it adequate for what it's containing? Who owns the content, the contents of this trailer, tank, cargo, train, whatever? Where is it going to, and why, in what volume? All of those kinds of questions that at this point any police officer, any other citizen should say, it's reasonable to just answer those questions. If there's nothing wrong, then answer those questions. Why isn't it being asked by the leaders in America? This is like silent warfare popping off in important states that connect other places, either via land or by water or both. Where the provisions come from for a lot of the rest of the country. This is, I feel, shots have been fired. A lot of shots have been fired. And I don't like where it's going. So if I can put ideas out there for other people to pick up on, if other freedom fighters can be, who are more technically minded, who can think of a cool way to set up a very quick Dropbox map where people can log on and upload pictures with information what they're seeing, whether it's a container just dumped somewhere like those bricks were dumped in the protests, or whether it is a full train that is going on for miles that somebody else has reported just out in the middle of nowhere sitting there, and build a picture of where people are needed to literally stop chemical warfare. And it seems extreme, but at what extreme do people say, all right, okay, this is why we kept the guns, this is why we kept these rights, or this is why we've kept ourselves under the illusion of these rights, but illusion or not, claim them to be true. Claim them to be true. That you are allowed to hold leaders to account for questions that should be answered. It's huge, and it's not even being covered by the news. I've actually taken to watching snippets of news to look at it on in the UK. Nothing. People are sharing it. People are sharing it as much as they can, but nothing on mainstream. Why? Because the mainstream media is predominantly owned by the likes of BlackRock. So they can set off these very loud but simultaneously silent weapons to address their want and will for the depopulation. And it's in present time wiped from people's memory as if it's not happened, because they're not hearing it through their media breast that they've stayed latched to the whole time, that they've been conditioned to stay latched to the whole time, to get their already dissected and digested, filtered information from. It's crazy. Surround the trains, surround cargo, set up your own borderlines at this point. You're under, I feel, terrorist attack. Don't sign any waivers, nothing. Or storm mainstream media towers, take over the airlines, send through some real nourishing truth through that media breast that people have stayed latched to, sneak in the information. I don't know, but we've got to do something. At what point do we do something? You know? Anyway, much love, balance and wholeness, protection, healing and love over all of the people that I love and adore, and even the ones that I don't particularly adore, but still send love. I appreciate you all.